Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today we're gonna go ahead and talk more about the defensive aspects of the Poison Trapper that I've showcased here in the YouTube videos, and I figured I can show you guys a bit higher of some map clearing content. Nothing too crazy because unfortunately I don't really have anything too crazy on me. Where'd the map go? Here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and clear a tier 8 map, and I would go higher again, but I don't have anything higher right now. So it's gonna be a Monster Life with minus max. You can pretty much run literally any mod in the game as of right now on this one. You can do blood magic just fine. You could do minus max. You could you don't have to worry about reflect. No regen doesn't really matter. You could literally do whatever you want, which is really cool. So again, let's talk about the defensive aspects. So on the character right now, we're running again on a budget for the newer players. With the exception of Beanos, because it does cost a bit, but it's really not that expensive when you compare other builds. So we've got Beanos as our main weapon. That's nothing really has changed there. But if you look at the defensive aspects now, we've got 20,000 evasion, which equates to about 60% chance to evade, along with 50% dodge and 40% spell dodge. We will be upgrading to Atziri's Steps, which will actually boost my HP a bit, boost my evasion up another maybe 2k. And furthermore, it'll give me another 15% spell dodge, which will put me at 55% spell dodge. So I really don't get hit too often, which is really, really cool. And then, of course, you have the Beanos regeneration tied into that. As for the chest piece, I'm actually using a Hiri's Ire. It's literally anywhere from 1 to 5 chaos. It's not that expensive, and it comes with the added extra dodge and spell dodge, which is really cool. I ended up swapping out my shield because my bear trap's about to be 20 anyway, so I swapped over to basically an evasion shield with resist and life, and the resist make up for the fact that you're not going to be using a resistance chest piece. I think that's pretty much it. I also ended up rolling trap damage on my belt, and the gear is still pretty standard, nothing too crazy. Yep. I also ended up dropping EK. I really did like it, and I would actually try to throw it back into my build, but I unfortunately don't really have the spots for it right now. I'll see if I can do something later, and all we did there is, when I swapped out my bear trap shield, my bear trap had to go into a 4-link, so, I kind of didn't really have space, so EK had to go bye-bye. And I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm probably going to run a increased duration Vol Grace or something else. I haven't really incorporated a Vol skill yet, but we'll see exactly what happens there. So here's our canyon. Let's go ahead and run it. Also, for all the cool, edgy people out there who are going to ask me why I'm not using Whirling Blades, I don't know, you can use it if you want to, so everybody likes different things. Also, I'm running temporal chains. You could very well just run vulnerability if you chose to. One is for more damage, one is for more, defensive purposes. That's the only difference there. Just as an example here, I'll actually stand still and let mobs hit me so you guys can see how often I actually get hit. It's really not that often at all. That was pretty much almost entirely the Bond of Chaos doing damage. Now, ideally, you don't have to use a Hiri's Ire if you don't want to. You could use something like a Queen of the Forest, although I don't really think it's anywhere near as good. Duresso's Defiance isn't too bad either. Ultimately, though, you should be pushing towards a Lightning Coil. And I know Lightning Coil is pretty expensive. It's 4.5 Exalteds for an unlinked one. So that's why I wanted to demonstrate the build, without using a Lightning Coil. Again, more or less to show how the build showcases in decently leveled up maps without really any armor, and it seems to still be doing just fine. Alright, boss should be coming up soon. There he's at. There we go. Also, the Immortal Call that I added in works really nice since we've got skill effect duration on the tree. Skill effect duration on the tree alongside with increased duration on it. Since you play an evasion build, when you do take a hit, it's most likely going to be a rather large hit. So having an Immortal Call set up is quite nice. You actually don't even need endurance charges to get it set up. Since again, you have base duration on Immortal Call itself, which gives you about 0.4 of a second, and then after all your modifiers, you've got near about a second of Immortal Call, which is, you know, pretty good. You can see it right there. It's like, I don't know, 0.8 of a second or something. And again, you could tell this build can easily be taken into higher maps. I'm not really taking any damage here. You know, you could be going more defensive as well. You could be playing more offensive. I'm kind of stuck because, you know, trap cooldowns, unfortunately. There's only so many things I can do, and we are at a lack of physical spells that we can use in the game, which kind of sucks, you know? EK multi-trap sucks, so yeah. It's probably the one biggest downside of the build is just the trap cooldown recovery it's still not enough. Wow, that barrel just procced my Immortal Call. That's not good. Confirm, boys. Barrels hit harder than the mobs. Oh, nice. We're getting some okay return out of here. So a lot of people also ask me pretty much what you'd use for a 6-link, and you've got a couple options for 6-links. So I'm pretty sure Void Manipulation is going to take it home and win, because the other one, I forgot what it's called, Rapid Decay, reduces the duration of it. And you don't want that to happen, because reducing the duration does take quite a big hit on the damage loss, and since Poison is tagged as Chaos, you can just scale it via Chaos damage. Alright, and that was pretty much the map, boys. So also, to go over some stuff again, nothing has really changed with the build. We're still running on everything pretty much the same. As for the passive tree, I did end up speccing into Phase Acrobatics, and we are level 90 as of right now. So our 90 to 100 has a couple things we could do. So you've got the option of picking up jewels. So you've got a jewel here for 3 points, a jewel here for 3 points, a jewel here for 3 points. You've got the option of going a little bit of hybrid crit. I don't really think that's needed, but you could do that if you wanted to. You've got the option of coming down and grabbing like Master Sapper and then into Dirty Techniques, which would be a little bit too many points, but you could maneuver some stuff around. You could come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and grab Life and Evasion. This would get you to like 24,000, 25,000 evasion using at 0 steps, and also put you just around like maybe 7,000 health. Tiny bit less, maybe like 6,700, depending if you're using Exile or like a Lightning Coil. And if you choose to go Lightning Coil, you've actually got the Scion Resistance right here, with the 18% Lightning Res, along with the Jewel Socket. That'll kind of push you into that. So I'm pretty happy with the build right now. Tomorrow we'll be doing Merciless Malachi, if anyone wants to, tune in for that and check out how that goes, to see how it handles with, a lot of physical damage. But again, that's pretty much the build. I'm really happy with it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. As for bandits, we did Oak, Kill, Kill. Remember, you don't really want to scale too much physical damage with the build. I know it makes your tooltip bigger, kind of makes you happy on the inside, but it doesn't really do much for you. You're much better off scaling like damage over time, chaos damage, or trap damage. So that's pretty much going to be it. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you can always catch me streaming live at twitch.tv/Pohx, where I showcase all my Path of Exile builds. Anyway, I hope you guys had a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.